It's that time of the week again where we get to talk about brand new VR games that came out this week, games coming out next week, and of course some of that juicy VR gaming news. But before we dive into that, I want to say a massive thank you to all you guys and girls for supporting this channel. Of course, without you, this would be nothing. But we are on a road to 50k subscribers at the moment, so if you enjoy the channel, make sure you smash that subscribe button, and of course if you enjoyed the video, then hit that like as well, as it really does make a big difference. But with that all being said, it's now time to dive into new VR games this week. Kicking it all off, we're going to start with Witchblood. This is actually a remaster version coming to the Quest 3, and it is in mixed reality. It is a mixed reality platformer. This actually works incredibly well. I've jumped into this and tried it myself, and honestly, I was pretty damn impressed. The way that it does this is it puts this giant frame in front of you. There is a quadrillion levels that you can go into and explore, a bunch of different bosses. It really ticks all those boxes, but in mixed reality and, well, virtual reality. It's kind of a tickle of the both. But I definitely think this is one to check out. If you're into your platformers in virtual reality or mixed reality, then this one is going to be right up your street, so make sure you check out Witchblood on the Quest. Next up is Brazen Blaze. Now, I've spoken about this for a little while because I think it's been an alpha and been tested a bunch, and you've probably seen a bunch of different content pieces online, but finally this one is out for everyone to jump into and enjoy. The way this is, it is a team versus team brawl where you're going to get in there with a bunch of different super cool superheroes and absolutely destroy the place that you're in. And I'm talking like full on destruction. You can like knock buildings down, attack each other, use these dope specials on each other. Honestly, this is one that if you're looking for a competitive multiplayer, this is going to sort of tickle that, and of course on top of that, it's just a very fun little game. So I'm enjoying this one myself, and if you've played it before, maybe let some people know in the comments down below whether you think it's good or bad, and then of course, you know, hey, jump in there, give this a little try. Remember, on Quest you always have the option to refund. If you really don't like something, you do have a 2-hour gateway window where you can really make up your mind. So I would say if you're looking for this type of thing, give it a try. Worst case scenario, give it a refund. VR gaming news. Well, this is where things get a little bit spicy. As always, we've had some pretty juicy news drop this week for things like bHaptic support coming to the PSVR 2. Now, if you don't know what bHaptic is, it is the definitively best version of a haptic vest that you can buy currently. They work with the Quest, as they are actually a Quest partner. They also work with PCVR, and now they work with PSVR 2. The way this works is it's through a sister app that you download, and then you can use it with a selection of games that they have out right now working with it. Things like Breach and a few others. If you want to learn a little bit more, I'm going to leave the website in the description down below. You can go check it out for yourself. I believe they've got a sale on at the moment as well, so keep your eyes peeled because you can always pick up one of these bad boys in a sale. Personally, I've been using one for years, so it's definitely a recommend from me. It's not sponsored, but I genuinely use this product and I love it. So high recommend from me, and it's really exciting news that we finally have haptic vests coming over to the PSVR 2, as it's typically a pretty hard platform to be able to get this kind of third-party accessory to work with. Next is a brand new update for No Man's Sky. Now, if you know me, you'll know I'll say to you, the PSVR 2's #1 game is probably No Man's Sky, and the reason for that is it's just so vast, huge, and amazing, but it just got a little bit better, as the brand new Worlds update brings all of the planets that you're going to visit into a different realm, basically. We're talking like proper good sort of wind physics, we're talking good water physics with like actual waves and stuff. We're talking about planets really have some like proper differentiating things about them, some new types of animals that are going to spawn on these planets, just a whole bunch of quality of life things that are going to make the game even more immersive and even better again, which is pretty wild to say because they're continually working on this game, making it better and better, and this is just part 1 of this update, so we have a lot more to look forward to. I'm personally going to probably jump into this weekend and hopefully cover it over the weekend, so if you're interested in learning out a little bit more about this, stay peeled on the channel because I will be covering it in full video style later this week. Next up, we got a tease for a game called Hello Cruel World. Now, we got a tease for this months and months ago, but this is actually finally coming out. It's going to be coming to the Quest and to PCVR. This is, to me, looking like a hell of an interesting game. Now, the premise of this is a horror game, but you are a streamer, so you have like this chat that's open the entire time that's going to be sort of reacting to essentially what's going on in the game. And it starts off with this horrific moment in the trailer with like your severed hand. It took me really back to some Resident Evil moments that we don't want to think about again, but really, honestly, things like that are very immersive and impactful when they happen inside of VR games. So I'm definitely looking forward to trying this one. I'm getting a little bit more brave when it comes to these horror games, so I might even have to try this one out for the channel. It's coming out at the very beginning of next month, so keep your eyes peeled on the channel. I'll either cover it, but bare minimum, at very least, I'll tell you a little bit more about the game when it comes to it. Coming out next week. Well, we actually have a busy week coming up next week, and I'm pretty excited to say that because it feels like it's been a while. It feels like the last few videos I've made on this, like my weekly roundups have been like, oh, you know, we've got a couple of games coming out, but for once we actually have 4 titles coming out, and we're covering all the platforms, so no matter what you're playing on, you're going to have something dope to look forward to. And let's kick it off with Stabby. Stabby is a really cool game that I've been following for actual years at this point. The developer has made a good point of like really working hard on this game to make sure that it comes out in the right way. Essentially, the idea of this is you and a group of friends get together in lobbies. You're going to be sort of taking each other out with knives, all in the name, Stabby, but it's also got a bunch of missions attached to this as well, so that you can go through a bunch of things either solo or with friends. Like, you really have the options there, so depending on whether you're a solo or a multiplayer kind of player, or a bit of both, you have all of these options and above inside of this game. It looks really cool, very parkour-esque, very cool and stabby, and just a very cool stylistic choice throughout the entire game as well. So it's one I'm personally looking forward to jumping into, and I'll definitely be talking about it next week. Next up is Thrasher. This is actually looking like a very cool game. This is one of those musical beat rhythm type games where you're going to be flying around these weird looking creatures. Trying to find my words there, but you know, you're going to be doing this to the beat. It's very similar to a game that came out a little while ago, and when I say very similar, I mean it's the same developer, from the same developer as Thumper. So if you're familiar with that game where you went through as this like this beetle thing that we used to go to the beat of the music, well, this one is similar sort of thing, except for, you know, a different game, and it's going to have sort of different styles of music within it. Honestly, this one just looks interesting to me. Thumper had such great music in it that it really drew me in. It was like freaking some sort of, you know, a trip of some sort, and I'm feeling like this one's going to be a very similar effect. Next up is a top game making its way to the PSVR 2, and that is Windlands 2. This is a great experience if you want to play it solo or with friends. Definitely recommend you jump in with some friends because it just makes this game even better. Essentially, Spider-Man, you're going to be able to zipline around these really cool, beautiful worlds and fight bosses, explore, make your way through the entire game, and genuinely, this is a gorgeous game. I love the stylization of this, and it's just a game that's close to my heart in general anyway, because I really like the developers behind this, and on top of that, well, I was actually in the trailer for this one. So pretty damn cool all round. Make sure you check this one out on PSVR 2. A very exciting one, Into the Radius 2 is dropping next week. Now, this is an early access release. This is not the full release, but it's early access on PCVR. So if you're lucky enough to be able to play on PCVR, oh my god, get ready to pick this up on the 24th. I am so freaking excited to be able to experience this for myself. Of course, this has a whole new flair on it now, where it is also co-op as well as a solo experience. I think personally I'm going to have to try it solo first, and then probably get a mate in to sort of play with after that. But other than that, dudes, I am very freaking excited to be able to jump into this game, as it's one of my absolute favorite sort of horror, survival, lootery, grabby, extraction type games that really exists, and I'm just hyped, beyond hyped in fact, to be able to jump into this and experience it. Other than that, guys, that is going to be it for this week's catch up on what's come out, what's coming next, and of course some out news. Thank you so much for watching this. If you enjoyed, then please do some smashing of those buttons. Smash that like, smash that subscribe, as we are, like I say, getting closer and closer to the 50k. I just hit my microphone, apologies. But other than that, guys, hopefully you have an awesome weekend. Let me know in the comments down below what you're going to be playing this weekend. Are you going to be picking up any of these games, or of course, what are you going to be playing in general? Might help me maybe jump into one of those games myself. Anyway, take care everybody, have a great weekend, and I'll catch you in the next video. Peace out, bye.